My name is Hannah, and I am currently a nursing student at Southern Adventist University, and I went to Philippines as part of 20th batch and Mongolia as part of 24th batch. So I went to 2 international KAYAMMs. I went to 20th and 24th batch, and I think my personality was very different for both of them. So before I was part of 20th batch, I was very timid, I was socially awkward, and I struggled most with approaching others first. It took time for me to get close to them, get along with them, and I think I waited for others to approach me first most of the time. But 4 years is a long time for a person to change, and so by the time I got to 24th batch, my personality changed a lot in ways that I was self-confident, I was more social, and I didn't hesitate to approach others first.
You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. Nor do people light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a stand, and it gives light to all in the house. In the same way, we are to let our light shine before others so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven. As Christians, we are to live serving others. As followers, we are to take up our cross daily. God is calling each and every one of us to be missionaries in foreign lands. We are to shine our lights in a world filled with darkness. We are to bring healing to those who are suffering. As Jesus said, those who are whole need not physicians, but they that are sick. We are to bring water that satisfies not only their physical thirst, but we are to bring them a living water that satisfies their spiritual thirst. We are to tell the world about Jesus and all that He has done for us. We are to share the goodness of His love, the love that has radically changed us. So this is what it means to be a missionary. To be the hope, to be the change, to be a faithful servant of God. So here we stand. God calls us to be missionaries. Can you hear God's calling?
So I'm going to share about how my life changed after I went to Mongolia last year. So since I have already been to international camp before this, I was actually very confident that I knew what to do when I got onto the mission field, and my goal was to evangelize to a lot of people. But things didn't go well as I wanted it to be after I got to Mongolia. As each day passed by, less and less children started to show up to VBS and language classes. We weren't even able to do a proper door-to-door evangelism because a local pastor said it would be dangerous. And there was a huge language barrier even with the help of the translators. There were so many times when I felt useless, and I started to question whether I was doing the right thing. I was also very disappointed in myself, and I was so discouraged in all the works I did. Then it was when Pastor Mike, who went to Mongolia with us, gave each of our batchmates the letters our parents wrote for us. And for me, I received a song and a letter from my dad. And the song I received was titled, "Thank You for Giving to the Lord." The song was basically about a person who dreamed about going up to heaven. And in that dream, there was a long line of people who came up to him and said, "Thank you for all you did. Because of you, I was able to accept Christ in my life and be up in heaven today." And also in the letter, my dad wrote, even for me, there were many people who led me to Jesus. And my hope is that when I go up to heaven one day, there will be at least one person who come up to me and say, "Thank you for all you did. Because of you, I was able to be saved." Being out in the mission field is tough. There will be many challenges, but don't forget that you are able to do God's work only when you put God in the center of everything and trust Him fully. I hope and pray that the love you share to the people in Mongolia will bring you good results when you go up to heaven. Ellen G. Wright wrote in Desire of Ages that we will meet people when we go up to heaven, and those people will come up to you and say, "Thank you for saving me. Because of you, I'm able to be in heaven today." But the strange thing is, we won't remember who they are. What this means is that God uses every moment in our works to change people, even if we may not think that is important. Even the small things we do can be a life-changing moment for the others. What I learned from this experience changed the way I think and behave when I interact with others now, because you never know how my actions can change others. Even the smallest things I do can change one's life. A lot of changes were made to KAYAMM this year due to COVID-19, and I know all of you were so excited to go out to the mission field and experience the wonders of God's work. What I want all of you to remember is that God uses each one of you in miraculous ways that even you may not know it. What you do can be used to change others. So don't be discouraged, because you are doing God's work even in this moment. Even though KAYAMM was canceled, God's work is not canceled, and it never will.